King Charles and Queen Camilla are hosting an official dinner and reception for the Commonwealth heads of government and delegation. King Charles spoke of his lifelong aspiration to visit every country in the Commonwealth as he hosted an official dinner for the Commonwealth heads of government on his final night in Samoa. But he said that the ever-expanding number of member states and his doctor's orders during his ongoing cancer treatment has prevented him from achieving his aims so far. Since 1969, Charles has visited 46 of the 56 Commonwealth countries, many of them on several occasions. During the only evening engagement of the King and Queen's 10-day visit to Australia and the Pacific, Their Majesties hosted delegates from the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting at the former home of Robert Louis Stevenson in Samoa, where the biannual summit is being held. Palace aides have spent almost 2 years planning the welcome dinner, and a palace source said it had been the most technically complex dinner they have put on. While the King will be used to dinners and receptions like the following, the event is packed with Samoan culture, a new experience for both Their Majesties. The monarch will be enjoying seasonal produce throughout the meal, set to include a salad of marinated local vegetables with lopa beans, carrot, and watercress hummus. The King and Queen will then enjoy line-caught red snapper, wilted laupele, breadfruit fondants, and confit tomatoes. For dessert, attendees to the dinner will have coconut jam cheesecake, fresh mango, and papaya, along with Samoan vanilla ice creams. A range of fine wines will also be on the menu from New Zealand and Australia. At the pre-dinner reception, where speeches will be made, the King and other guests will be given the option of Stefano Lubiana 2011 Grande Vintage from Tasmania. Charles, 75, ditched the suit and tie he was wearing earlier for a red sea rig dress with Samoan detail from the Samoan School of Fine Art. In a matching shade of blue, Camilla, 77, wore an embroidered tunic top and blue palazzo trousers by Anna Valentine with diamond earrings. Their Majesties stood on the museum's veranda and greeted the 80 guests in turn, which included Sir Keir Starmer. The High Commissioner of Canada was heard apologizing for the non-appearance of the Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, saying, "It's the first time he's ever missed it." When the King met Nana Akufo-Addo, the President of Ghana, who attended the dinner in black tie, Charles told him, "You're making me feel underdressed." In a speech, the King borrowed a phrase from the Scottish author, saying, "One should not judge each day by the harvest you reap but by the seeds that you plant." Charles said he first visited Samoa in the 1970s and spoke of his joy of returning to the country to deepen his understanding of the country. He said the singing by local performers at the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Summit earlier in the day had raised my spirits to the roof and made me feel unbelievably happy. The King went on to speak warmly of his affection for the family of nations, saying, "The Commonwealth can surely be a source of hope." He added that while dark clouds gathered, international challenges required international solutions, and that dialogue and discussion was the way to achieve peace. Before taking to his feet in a more informal, pre-dinner speech in the evening, 2 toasts by the President of Sierra Leone and the President of Guyana were given in his honor. In the second toast, Dr. Irfan Ali of Guyana praised the King's willingness to engage in difficult conversations that will enable us to learn from a sometimes difficult past while we carve a future as a Commonwealth of equal partners. Inside the marquee, guests sat at round tables decorated with traditional Samoan bowls, napkins printed by EKFS School of Fine Arts and Museum and Siapo printed table centers. The 18-karat gold, silver gilt, ruby, enamel Commonwealth mace, which was presented to the late Queen in 1992 on the 40th anniversary of her accession to the throne, was placed on a handmade table by the EKFS school. The legs were crafted to symbolize the saying, "We stand on the shoulders of giants," honoring our ancestors. For the meal, the king sat between the leaders of Samoa and Guyana, while the Queen had the Head of State of the Republic of Ghana and the Prime Minister of New Zealand on either side of her. They tucked into a meal of local, seasonal produce, that included a salad of local vegetables, line-caught red snapper and coconut jam cheesecake. Guests washed down the meal with 4 different wines from New Zealand and Australia. The dinner, which was not referred to as a banquet as it contained 3 courses rather than the usual 4, marked the only late-night engagement of his long-haul trip. The 2 trips were scaled back to safeguard his health, with his cancer treatment set to resume upon his return to the UK early next week.